Oh, from the beginning? Oh, we're doing this whole shit. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, sick.
No.
Hey. Yeah.
What?
Hey, welcome to Talk About. I'm your host, Lust. What? I'm your host, Lust, and welcome to the show. I don't even know. See, I fucked up the first time. It was perfect. But either way, we have a special guest here, Tufff Tiff. Sorry, we might look kind of stressed and off edge, but we're good.
What's popping?
We good.
Here, we open. We recorded.
We live. This is the first time we recorded this, so don't mind us.
Let them know.
So yeah. So we're casually just chilling. Just sparked up this joint. It's a lovely day here. I can't say it's that sunny, but it is a lovely day in the Sunshine State.
Feels good. Feels good to be alive. Feels good to smoke this split.
I feel like you're nervous about this joint.
I'm nervous.
I thought you said
you hit a passer.
Hey, there's a whole crew here. In this podcast, I actually passed the joint to the people around me.
Everybody smokes?
Everyone smokes.
Say less.
I think it's dope because you never really see like the person on the show interact with the people behind the show. Right. You know? And even before, like when I first started this, like the show, Kiko was my first episode. And then I even had my assistant here. I was going to have my sound guy, but my sound guy started like just disappeared in ghosts. So it was like, I try to interview the people that I even work with and like spend my time with in a way so you can kind of see who's building the dream, you know? Because at the end of the day, sometimes we're so stuck onto the person, but that person wouldn't be shit with the other people around them. You know what I mean?
No, of course. I feel like it's a whole team effort.
Yeah.
You need your team. You need that support. You need that. And it's better when you have people
What's
holding you down.
No, 100%. And I honestly believe in like, yeah, even if you're the eye, you're the like, if you're fucking Calvin Klein had a whole fucking team. You know what I mean? Like all these motherfuckers, even rappers, everyone, like someone fund them, as we gotten older, we realized some people have ghostwriters and shit. It's like people push this motherfucker to be the person who they are. And sometimes we don't give thanks to those people. No one gives them their flowers.
That's super important as an artist. I give credit to everybody that works with me, even if it's the smallest thing. It's so important. Your engineers, your producers, you know what I'm saying? Videographers, people.
100%. And that's why I give them their flowers.
Yeah, that's what builds you. Facts, yeah.
Out here passing the flower around. And that's how I pass the flower to all my friends.
Facts.
You know?
Here's this one hit.
Here you go, Kiko. But another thing too is funny talking about flowers. There was this guy riding around in IKEA, and it was pretty cool. He had in his car, he had a bunch of flowers and a note, and he would pass it to every guy. And like he passed it to this one guy, and he was there with his wife. He's like, "Why would you give me this flowers and not my wife?" He's like, "Either way, I'm gonna take this flower and give it to my wife." He's like, "I don't care what you do with your flower, but I'm only giving you this flowers because a lot of men don't get flowers until they die." And I was like, "Dude, that is crazy, man." Because that guy was like 60 or something. Yeah. And yeah,
I'm corny though, but I don't like flowers.
I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's still dope.
No,
you know?
It is dope, of course. But I'm saying relationship wise, I'm not a fan of it.
But even if you got flowers, and like if your girl got you flowers, you'll still be like, you appreciate it because it's still a thought, you know? Like even if it was like fucking, oh, here's a balloon and some chocolates, and like it's still the same shit. Yeah. It's like the fact that they thought about you when they did something and shit. But yeah. But you know. But either way, tell us about yourself.
I am a couch kicker, but
professional at this point.
Right. I'm an artist from Miami. I do music. I don't like to put myself in a box, but I do a little bit of everything. My heart is R&B all day, but I'm working on an album. I got a couple new singles coming out.
What would you say? Who was your influence?
Oh man, I'm a Beaver Weaver fan, man.
Hey.
But I'm fucking with Kato G so heavy right now. She's popping when it comes to the Spanish industry. But I'm definitely a Justin Bieber fan. Though.
He's fire, dude. People don't give that kid a lot of credit. And the thing is, like I never really fucked with him when he first came out because it's too cheesy, Usher, like that poppy shit. Right. But even his older shit that he makes is so good. Yeah. And that one song that he has with the guy from the show Hi, I'm Dave. That guy.
Dick?
Yeah.
Dickie?
Yeah, no, but he has that song with that Jewish guy with the afro. He plays the piano, Benny.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I forgot what's the name of the song. That song is Benny
Mhm.
Blanco. So that song, like Lonely or whatever,
Yeah.
it's so deep because the thing is like he even says in the song, everyone's like pointing fingers at me, but they don't understand. It's like I was a kid, yo.
Yeah.
Like you guys fucked up as a kid, and no
Yeah.
one said shit.
Yeah.
And then when I heard that song, it kind of hit me. I was like, bro, that's true, bro. We were like all up in this kid's life since he was 12.
Yeah.
And then when he got into that accident in Miami and all that shit, and I think he got drunk and stepped on somebody's flag or something. It's like,
I
bro,
feel
we
like
do
the
stupid
fame
little
hit
mix.
him
Yeah,
too fast, man.
yeah,
He was young.
too young,
When you don't have,
too
know,
young.
he was young
But
and
he
he had
was,
it all, dude.
yeah. And another thing is like, out of like people in our time too, it's like he's a good singer. He can
Yeah.
sing. Like he doesn't need no editing, no nothing. It's like,
No, that motherfucker, he got it.
yeah.
You know, I saw him in concert and I was so I didn't want to scream, but oh God, hold me back. I was like, man, this shit is fire. His
Yeah.
vision, everything, and it's so simple. You know, I feel like he's not even doing too much.
No.
He's not breaking a sweat.
And even now, like his personality, like he's such a Cali kid. He's just a regular ass person, dude.
I just feel like
he's
I
dope.
look up to his music a lot, and you can see the emotion.
But I fuck with people like that, yo, because it's like, I mean, I'm sure like society's not that happy that he's not promoting like big brands and shit. But it's like, bro, just because you're rich, you're not out here wearing you're like everyone dresses like Adam Sandler half the time. I'm sure, you know what I mean. And that's fire, yeah. You don't have to fucking be all flashy and showy all day. I couldn't even do it. I don't think so.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah. My buddy always says, like, yo, Josh, I think even if you made it, I think you'll still drive your 97 Honda all day. And I was like, I probably would. That shit would look clean, though.
Yeah, I always wanted an old ass, like, 1998 Jaguar. So I think I'll cop that.
Those old Jaggies are dope.
Yeah, the one with the Jaguar seat.
Yeah, and it was like the round bulbs.
Yep, I'll take
and the
it.
hit. Oh.
With the, like, forest green, the old-fashioned way. I'll take it.
Hey, remember we were talking about that not too long ago? I was like, with that fucking dark red, brown inside.
Yeah.
Yo, that was such a clean look. It was like a James Bond look.
I love it. It was just so luxurious.
That was like the mid 90s. Probably one of the cleanest. That's when the Jags are still British. Because now it's an American company. Yeah, we bought them.
I don't even know how to oil. I don't even know how to sometimes put air in a tire, but.
No, that shit's owned by America now. Good old Jags.
Yeah, I always love that shit. So I think that's what I'm gonna waste my first check on. A little Jaggy.
I mean, you can get some online, like brand, like clean, like I want to say like 15, 20,000, but like, yo, fresh. You were like, yo, is this the 90s? Like, yo, where the fuck they got this car, bro? But no, I love, yo. I low key says like if I have to buy another car, I'm not buying a brand new car. I'm buying an old school. Like fuck all that bullshit.
Yeah, bro. No.
Like,
and sometimes the values don't make no sense.
Yeah. And those cars, like, honestly, I feel like what kills cars are sensors, you know? Those cars are so simple. They fucking, you turn them on, they run. That's it. It's like, oh, low pressure gauge, fucking gas gauge, fucking your wiper fluids are low, so you can't drive this shit. It's like, nigga, what? It's wiper fluid. That is not a safety feature. Like, chill out.
There was at one point, I think my homegirl got like a text from the insurance, like your car is going on recall, it's gonna blow up or some shit. Like, don't park it in a garage or something. Like, that's wild.
They had a lot of these cars.
Pay for this shit monthly, yo. What?
Yeah, there was like cars that I remember a lot of the recalls were that the seatbelts were locking after like after a while they'll lock. Like you put it on and then like you can't loosen it, just locks on.
Yo. Final destination, yo. No, fuck that.
And then there's cars that like the airbags are like they would just fucking like just shoot off. Like, yo, insane. Imagine just driving like, like, yo, die, dude. I one time was driving and I had I guess my mechanic or myself, I didn't put the hood down properly.
Yeah.
That shit flew up on the highway, yo. That shit was probably one of the most scariest moments of my life.
Yeah, no, bro.
And I was driving through that little crack at the bottom, like, oh,
I bet you put the radio down.
Oh, hell yeah.
You were driving in silence.
You're tearing up my heart. No.
How do you feel about flying cars, yo? You think we're ever gonna see that?
So there's that meme that says like, yeah, we'll never get fucking flying cars because y'all bitches be driving your car straight to E. And like, imagine all those cars fucking falling, you know?
Yo, so that's what I was saying. Like, okay, if we have flying cars, what about the people in the bottom? Like, what happens? Where the
I don't
fuck you
know.
get gas at? What if you crash? You're gonna fall and hit us? Like, what's
No, and the crazy
how
thing
does
is
that
like,
happen?
so I was also watching some podcast, like real thing that so the person who wrote the Jetsons is the same person who wrote the Flintstones.
Okay.
And those those two shows actually are going on at the same time. You ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
So they're both going on at the same time, and basically they're both post-apocalyptic. So people are gonna have to live like in the caves, like the Flintstones, and then the whole world down here doesn't exist because we blew everything up. And then people will live amongst the clouds because of population, and then that's the rich future people. So all the poor people will be cavemen, and the rich people will live amongst the clouds.
That's fucking crazy.
And when I heard that shit, I was like, "That is fucking crazy,
wild, bro. That's fucking wild." Like
Because
this whole Simpson shit, like that's fucking crazy.
Because they broke it down to the fact is like, if you watch the Flintstone, they still doing futuristic stuff. They still listen to the radio. They're still watching TV and all that shit. So they means that they had technology,
right,
and went back to the Stone Age.
Oh shit, that's right.
So it was like, fuck.
Oh shit, I didn't think about
And then obviously the Jetsons are in the future. You get what I'm saying? But yeah. So basically the writer who made both the shows it takes place in the same time. It's above the ground and subground living.
That's crazy.
It's fucking nuts to even think about it. It's like, and we grew up on that show, had no idea, none of it.
Nothing.
We thought it was two different shit.
No, like the other day I think what popped up, I was watching SpongeBob and I was like, yo, I was watching this shit little. Why the fuck was I laughing? I didn't understand half of the shit.
Half that shit's raunchy as shit. But Rocco's Modern Life, that nigga worked at a porn store. And he was a sex caller, and we never even thought about that. With
the platted shirt.
Yeah, he's like a fucking kangaroo. He's a wallaby.
That's right. He did work at a video store.
And he did sexual calls and shit. That shit was crazy. And that was a kid's show on Nickelodeon.
I was gonna say, was it late Cartoon Network?
No. It was early Nickelodeon, like prior you getting out of school Nickelodeon.
Who's the owner of Nickelodeon? Does anybody know this?
I mean, probably some crazy ass perv. Who the fuck knows? All those motherfuckers. It's funny, one time my boy used to work. He used to be on the show iCarly.
Okay.
That was a show that Ariana Grande even was on, I think. But because that bitch is from Boca and shit, but
she's from down here, right?
Yeah, she's from Boca. But my boy was a security guard on that show for like 6 or 7 episodes. And I remember one time he hits me up. He's like, bro, your kids are so funny. I can get you a gig on Disney for your kids. Come through and just like try out and all that shit.
Like an audition.
An audition. I remember I drove to that shit, and halfway there I was like, fuck that shit. We're not going. Why? And my daughter was like, why we're not going? I was like, low key, I'm saving your life. It was like,
you're gonna end up.
Yeah. And I was like, bro, these kids all end up miserable, depressed because you force them to grow up. Like, I also believe like kids, like teach them discipline and respect, but don't make them do chores too early too, because you got to think about it. Bro, once you're 20, you got to be an adult for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? No. Let some of these kids like enjoy life. Like you have people like trying to like, I don't know, like make their kids fucking like start doing like certain chores around the house, or even doing little things, or even paying them allowances. Like, bro, just let them just chill.
Sometimes that's how there's discipline. Raised and things
that, but I mean, just like, let's teach them discipline, because we like, once you're 20, let's say if you live another 60 years to you're 80, bro, that's 60 years of fucking busting your ass, doing work. Like, that shit sucks.
Facts, yeah.
Let
them grow up and be an adult.
And being Hispanic, coming from a Hispanic family, it's like, and another thing I kind of thought about is like, bro, the reason you have more kids is to help you do more stuff.
Right.
Back in the days, like, you have more kids because you need help running the farm type shit. Mm-hmm. And that's like how our parents even think, because that's how it was back then. Like back in like wherever country we're from and shit. So it's like, we need to kind of take that mindset off and like literally be like, yo, be a kid, have fun, you know?
Yeah.
Like eventually, like you can apply certain chores and like, or even let them help you a little bit, but like just remind them that they're a kid, yo.
Yeah.
Because
let them live that childhood. Let them have a childhood.
I was a paper boy at 8 years old. Like, bro, that's fucked up. It sounds cool because you saw it on fucking Dennis the Menace and shit, but it's like, bro, why the fuck is there an 8-year-old dropping newspaper through the neighborhood, you know?
Yeah.
And I know back then life was a little bit safer, but like, bro, let that little nigga just ride his bicycle and have fun with his friends.
Facts.
Don't give him no like a set every Saturday at 9 o'clock. you're dropping fucking 2 miles of papers, bro. I think about that shit now. I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
No,
And my dad would drive the van, throwing the papers out the van.
That's why I feel like I'm so hard on my nephew. I want him to enjoy being outside, playing sports.
Yeah.
Get off the computer. The computer's gonna be there. It's gonna be
Yeah.
smarter tomorrow. Don't even worry about that
Yeah.
shit. Let's
And
go
I
do
even
something.
think about myself too. It's like, so like my mom basically, when we moved here, she was like divorcing my dad, all that shit. So I was the only boy and she had 2 daughters. So obviously to her, like she had to obviously take care of them.
Yeah.
So she got me to work with my uncle doing car washes and shit.
Right.
But I was working at 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
So like I got 2 other cousins, the niggas were like 6'2", 6'4", because them niggas were fucking playing around. I was over here picking up car parts. That's why my ass like 5'8", 5'9", tiny as shit. Because I was over here doing slave work at 12, 13 years old. So it was like, bro, you're over here like literally hurting the physical like capability of your child.
You ain't sleep enough to grow enough. That's
not even sleep enough. I was literally being suppressed by car parts. Literally lifting these heavy. Josh, come here, help me lift this engine. I was like, oh, I'm 12. Okay. But it's like, bro, let your kids fucking be kids, bro. Like, let them play sports, you know? Like, yo, let them fucking live.
I feel like there's so much going on now with like schools and just raising your kids. People are just doing too much.
They're
doing too much, and I don't think it's
overstimulating, over influencing, and let it like instead of like
educating in the wrong things. Like you guys got to switch this shit up because this, school shootings. Like, come on, bro. Like, there's something y'all not doing that's not. It's not working. So I feel like they need to educate them on better things, do better. I don't know, switch it up. Try something different because it ain't.
We have to, because the thing is, like, even like education, we've been doing the same shit for years, bro. That shit out of everything hasn't changed at all.
Yeah.
Like the structure of it all. You know what I mean? Like literally everything in our lives changed, but the school system and all that other stuff is like, it's still the same shit.
I saw that they built some shit that they're going to put in the schools now. Did you see? It's like a cage. I forgot where they put it, but it's like a white cage now. Like if there's a school shooting, the teacher just got to run and go to the corner of the room and pull it, and it's going to literally close the whole class off and put them in a...
What?
Dude,
that's crazy.
sick. I got to find it and I got to show you. So it's
they just dropped like a bank glass.
So like this is so it looks like a bulletproof thing.
So they probably only pull it in the front of the room.
She pulls it and it just turns into a box and everybody has to be in that box. It's fucking crazy. That's pretty cool. I feel like they got to spread that all over. But I think they're now just trying to get the permits and do it. But yeah, at least that resolves something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know. I have a whole fucking thing about fucking school shootings too, because it's like, I don't know. At the end of the day, that shit people do really get hurt. Because what's his name? I can't even remember right now. I'm going blank. But so the shooting over here in out west in Parkland. And no, is it? Yeah, Parkland. Yeah, Parkland. Yeah. So in Parkland, actually one of like our security guards that worked at South Broward, he transferred to that school and he actually died. He got shot and died in that thing. Fucking crazy. And it's always like, you always like, oh, that shit can't be that real. And that nigga's dead. You know what I mean? So, but the crazy thing is, like, to me, is like, I was talking to somebody about it, like, now I can't honestly remember what we were saying. Like,
I feel like I would homeschool my child now, just for like certain little things. Eventually, you need school because I feel like school is good to have that social interaction.
But you can do that easily. My kids, like, if you used to meet my kids talk so grown too. For the fact is, like, they talk so grown for the fact is, like, I never babied them, and they were raised more with adults versus kids.
Right.
So like,
I feel like I was raised grown, because I grew up with grown-ups.
Yeah. And that actually pushes your kids more. There's no like bullshit in between. Like, they're still kids, obviously, but like they actually hear real experience from people. They're more knowledgeable and stuff. And it's like, they actually build more courage to, like, I don't know, they're not so shy either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like this generation, they're bold.
Like
I had one of my cousins tell my aunt yesterday at the baby shower. She's like 30. She's 30. He looked at her and he's like 10. He's like, hey, you look old. You look like you're 47. I'm like, what?
Nah, it's like, there's this Argentinian guy that always says, like, it's like, if a guy tells you you're ugly, he's jealous. And if a girl tells you you're ugly, it's something else. But if a kid tells you you're ugly, you're ugly.
Truth, yeah.
You ugly as fuck.
They don't lie, bro. My nephew don't lie, man.
Yeah.
And it's scary. It's like, boy, chill.
Yeah. And my daughter, she's 10. That girl be slick as shit
Yeah,
sometimes.
they think they know it all.
Yeah.
It's like you
But
can't
we
tell them
did too.
nothing. You think so?
No, we did. Come on. When I wouldn't say like at 10, like these kids, if anything, I want to say like, cause I feel like we started developing a little bit more and have like our own swag and shit like when we were like 13, 14.
Yeah.
These kids now got like, they know who they are at like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Like they kind of have their own little persona. They kind of like, yeah. Cause another thing is like, I don't know. These kids are, I feel like they're a lot more confident than we are, but they're also kind of weird too.
Yeah, they're funky.
Yeah, it's a weird time. Like,
but they
kids.
Still have their groups. Because when I went to school, I had like my little Esau group.
Yeah, but I don't think there's groups like that no more.
No, I passed by. I live in Miami Lakes, so I passed by. What is it, Miami Lakes Middle or something? That's by the park. And you see the little emo
cliques?
group. Yeah, you see the rockers. Dope. You see the Esau. Like you see them. So
because like, for a little bit, I feel like they were like, if anything. So my sister's 24, 25. I feel like that genre of kids right there are very mixed. There's no cliques. And I feel like that's what makes a personality, having those cliques.
Yeah.
Because like you kind of like, you kind of like make yourself into a genre, you develop, you don't like it, you move to another one. And it's just dope. You kind of find yourself.
You go through your baggy stage, you go through your preppy stage.
Dude, I went through a heavy preppy stage. This motherfucker would tell you it was bad. I was really bad.
How bad?
I was super preppy. Like
preppy?
I used to wear the fucking puka necklace. The shows like real tight, you know. I used to wear the Abercrombie shirts all day, thong sandals all day.
No, not the thong sandals.
And the thing is, like, by the time I remember it was in 11th grade, 11th, 12th grade, they finally like we were allowed to wear sandals in our school.
So you were already popping. So you already knew that was your home.
I was like, that's lit. Because I remember a lot of schools wouldn't let you wear sandals. No. That was not like the only sandals that were sliding back then was those Chonga sandals.
The Melissas.
Yeah, those like with the little beads on the top.
The Chinese sandals and the Melissas.
Those shits were a hit.
Oh,
I feel like that's the only reason like the Millennial Mall, those little sweat like Oakland Park Flea Market, all those places were even open because of those sandals.
And the belts, the belts,
the light up belts. That shit was crazy. Belt. You can like type shit on it.
Yeah, that was
that was an era.
Yeah.
It was dope.
The baggy stage was.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't even know what's the style now. I feel like whatever we were back then.
I still see like people that I grew up with still stuck in that back then stage. Like people sometimes don't grow up out of that baggy or whatever it is stage.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, if anything, my clothes definitely got more fitted, but that baggy, it was like 4T, you know? Like your collar was so big. The collars were so big you see your shoulders stick out sometimes. If you move too fast, your shoulders slide out. Like it was crazy back then. People overdid it.
They were like, yo, who are these people gonna go raw baggy as fuck right now?
Yeah, insane. I can't even imagine, bro. I remember after a point, my boy, he was like triple XL, and that nigga left the show. I was like, perfect, I got a T, bro. Because that nigga was so big. And at that time, I was tiny as fuck. I shouldn't even be wearing XLs at that point.
Oversized now?
No one does that no more. Hell no.
Baggy like that? No.
The other day, I was driving and I saw these two Spanish guys and their pants are so tight. And I was like, bro.
Yeah, no. That's too much now. Like,
it's crazy
know you
that's
have a rash
thing now.
In your thigh.
And they're fucking, you can see the veins on their caps through the jeans and you're like, bro.
And then the jeans don't even get down here. They're like right here.
And I was like, bro, that's insane. That's what niggas wear now.
It's too hot.
The tightest pants ever.
It's too hot.
And it looks like they're restraining their waist like they're about to pop. They look like ice cream.
Un chicle.
Yeah.
Un chicle.
Nah, that shit. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Like just ready to fucking go. But still, yo.
What's like a new skill you would try?
New skill? I mean,
something
honestly,
new, like a game, a hobby, with something new you would.
So actually, one thing I definitely want to do. One thing I definitely want to do is, and I saw it the other day. They said, if you did something for 18 minutes every day. 365, right?
Okay.
You did something for 100 hours,
right?
By the end of the year, and if you did anything for about 100 hours, you technically almost fall into like mastering that craft, you know?
Right. And of course, it becomes
like you literally, so you literally like be like, you'll be better than almost 30% of the people already. You know what I mean? And if you did after that, past that point, you did a little, just like an extra 5 minutes, you're doing more than like 50-60% of the people. So it was like, I was even thinking of that the other day. It was like, yo, I'm gonna get that piano tuned. I've had it for a long time. I was
just telling them, like, I want to sit there and pretend I'm playing, but I really don't know. So that's like something I would want to learn. But
the thing is, like, a lot of people that even come here, and at first I thought it was cool, and it is kind of cool. I give it a lot of respect, but it's like they play the classical songs. Everyone knows like a couple classical songs. Right. But the thing is, like, I want to meet someone that I can see a piano and just funk, just play some soul. Or just play some like old folk, you know, like or bar piano, like shit like that. Not like, oh, I can play Mozart or Bach. It's like cool.
Yeah, I heard. I think I heard this one sounds familiar.
Yeah, so it's like I really want someone. I really want to get to a point that I can just play that shit and play like fucking Little Richard if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like
I heard you. What was it the other day? You went and you played a little something. I was like, oh, you know how to play the piano?
No, I just know sound. Because another thing, I played trumpet and I played drums and all that shit. So I know like rhythm and bass. But like I played trumpet for like 15 years, but
I don't play any instruments.
That was a long time ago.
No instruments.
None.
I have a good ear though.
Yeah, but that's why you can sing. Because your voice is an instrument. And a lot of the things that people don't notice is the reason why a song becomes a hit is not the words. And that's why mumble rap is famous, is because people finally understand that sound. Your voice it's a sound. That's why reggaeton is getting so big. Because people are not even worried about the sound, it's the enunciations of words.
Right.
Like, and the cries and the flows, the melodies. So people eventually learn the sound of the song. And then all of a sudden start speaking fucking Spanish. You know what I mean? So, and I was actually talking to somebody about it the other day. Like, if you watch B.B. King videos, B.B. King, you can see the sound of the guitar before he plays it. Because that nigga would be like, boom, 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 boom. But like, you can see them go like, beep, 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 like, and he'll do it in his mouth before you see it come out of his fingers. And that's how, like,
he feels it.
That's soul. That's some real funk music. Yeah. And if you see a lot of like real musician, you'll see their body or their eyes do the twitch before the sound comes out, you know? So it's like, that's like, I feel like we got into a point we understand that. And that's why all these musics are popping off.
Yeah.
Because we master sound. Your voice is an instrument.
Too. Yeah, I feel that. I definitely feel like I'll attract more to the melodies than I'll attract to a lyric.
Yeah, exactly.
To the sound. So I feel that a lot.
And especially too, like we were saying, like now that there's so many other like applications to change your voice and sound like different people too.
Yeah, they do like that whole distortion, that whole pitch down. And then that changes the whole fucking vibe. The song and everything. Yo.
It's like I always used to say, like Farruko. When Farruko first came out, bro, Farruko sounded like five guys. He sounded like five guys on an album. And you were like, who the fuck is this nigga? And then you see the video. Yeah. Who's he featuring? Because all those Spanish songs, there's like 7 people on a feature.
I gotta pee.
Yeah, let her be. So yeah, new skills. So I definitely want to learn. I want to start dedicating at least 18 minutes a day to the piano or something like that.
The piano.
But I need to get that bitch tuned because I can tell you right now, me being so like OCD with sound, once I hear fucking press something and it sounds off, I'm a fucking trip and be like, I don't want to play this shit no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You need someone. You need an instructor. You definitely need an instructor.
No, right now there's so many fucking apps to do shit.
Oh yeah, YouTube.
Yeah.
Who cares? YouTube. Yeah. You're right. Because I use that shit for everything. To build, to do everything. Amazon is
you
YouTube
can even
is
teach
my
yourself how to sing on YouTube. Like find her like
vocalist.
Yeah. Like find like harmony in your voice. Like what's a fucking max like pitch for you or low pitch because
they have
you don't want
everything.
to crack and shit like that. So
between the apps that we have going on now, YouTube and all that other shit, we really don't need much. We don't need anybody there.
And nowadays, like these little mic covers right here. Remember how back then we used to pad out a room,
right?
Or you used to do the dome around the mic. Like you don't even have to do that shit no more. This shit literally, like Kiko still hates it, but like it does a lot. Like this little dome
Kiko.
You know, this shit's pretty fucking solid.
Kiko don't like a lot of things, right?
To Kiko, this is a low budget, but you know we high rolling out here. We came far from yesterday. That's how I like to say it. We came far from yesterday. But what are you trying to?
New skill?
Yeah, new skill.
I think I want to do a little maybe like hike. I want to get into the outside.
Have you ever been into that?
No.
Like, no? You know what I was thinking is like, even with like my kids fishing, like I said in the other episode, it might sound cheesy and because it's like, I don't know if everyone has an image of a fishing trip, you know, like that fishing trip.
Like you catch that big fish, you go home,
that,
everybody's
but it's
happy.
like, it's just such a simple mindset, like simple thought, like, and it's funny that I even think about it because like, you ever watch the show Atlanta?
No.
You should definitely watch it. It's on Hulu. It's actually written by Childish Gambino.
Okay.
Which is
the rapper.
Yeah, the rapper, but I forgot what he calls himself, his real artist name. He has something Gilbert. I don't know, whatever. But what's his name?
Glover or something like that.
Yeah, Donald Glover.
Is that his name or that's just
like might be his name? I don't know.
His artist,
because that's his comedian name too, or some shit.
Oh shit! Okay.
But long story short, the thing about him is that so I really appreciate the show because even though we don't like have that much racial stigma, it's low key silver lining. Everything's like people push it, and then I even tell people I used to like. So someone asked me, "Why do you walk with your hands behind your back?" And in New York, being a little brown kid, they always assume you're gonna steal something. So my dad said, "Keep your hands behind your back, or keep your hands in your pocket. You can never be be suspected for stealing." You know what I mean? So it's like. And then I told someone that story. It's like, no way, you're not even black or some shit. It's like, bro, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Because in some people's eye, a little bit of a tone, you're a thief or a crook or whatever. And especially in the 90s in New York, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's that type of stigma. But I love that show. I think everyone should fucking watch it because it's very racist.
What is it called again?
Atlanta. It's dope as fuck. A lot of your favorite rappers, 90s rappers are in it.
Check it out.
But Atlanta is fucking... It's a very uncomfortable, dark humor, racist as fuck. Like white people racist, black people racist, like Spanish people racist, and like stereotypes, and how like the Chinaman sees a black man, or how the Spanish person sees a white person. It's like a lot of uncomfortable fucking shit.
Atlanta. It sounds like T.I. T.I. ain't in there.
He is in one of the episodes about some bullshit. And then the funny part is even like Cat Williams is in it. Okay. And he's the Gator Man. He has a fucking... I remember the cops tried to come through and he was like, "Gator, go get him." And the cops like, "You got a gator in there?" He's like, "Yeah, I got a gator in here. I'll let him go." And the gator like starts chasing the cops. But it's pretty fucking crazy. But one of the episodes that I actually liked is like... And I never knew, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know, is... So there was a point that Disney... the writers and the animators of Disney, whatever, there was new management, a new CEO. A guy came out, so they went to hire another guy. The guy that they hired, and it sucks that I always forget people's names, but the guy that they hired was named Charlie something, but there was another black guy in the company named Charlie something. Right. And the fact that they didn't use the white guy's middle name, they hired the black guy on document. So this nigga literally ran Disney. A black guy was the CEO for Disney Animation for like 10 years. And that nigga was in there punching it, like literally shoving like
he was getting
black
money.
Like black stigma and like their suppression in life and all that in the cartoons. And I never even knew that. Goofy's a story of a black guy. Goofy's a full-on story of a black guy. And the Goofy movie is like how how life kind of like gives you a hard time. And that's why Goofy's like the way he is, because he's very optimistic, even though life keeps giving him challenges. And after I saw that episode, it almost made me cry because it's like,
damn, now I'm gonna watch it again because I haven't seen that.
Because if you think about Goofy, in that movie, like his son, he wanted to see a pop artist. It was an R&B singer, and he danced and all that shit. It was fucking dope. So it's basically the story about a black guy. His son's in high school. He's getting into girls, but he's trying to like keep him focused. He tries to do a major fishing trip, but his son wants to see this artist. It's dope, dude. And it's super deep. And they cut a lot of parts of the movie right before they fire him. But long story short, they killed him. They look in the end of the show. They show that.
What year was this?
I mean, the Goofy movie came out right before the 2000s, but they killed him. They basically right before they aired the Goofy movie, he died that same night. That's and they changed a couple clips. There's a part that Goofy's actually supposed to get shot.
That's crazy.
Because he got pulled over by a cop, and they cut it out and they put a scene of like the Bigfoot. They cut that scene out and put like they saw Bigfoot and Bigfoot showed up dancing at the fucking concert.
But then they have like hella fucking movies and shows that goofy.
Yeah. But another thing is like that's another reason you don't see what's Mickey Mouse's fucking dog? Pluto. In that movie, you don't see Pluto for the fact is that Goofy's like, why the fuck does Mickey Mouse has a dog? If I'm a dog.
And he's a dog, right?
So he's like, low key, you're showing like the white man like leashing up the fucking
right.
Like, you know, so it's like
shit.
So that's why Pluto's not even that fucking movie. And I was like,
There's
yo,
always
that is so
crazy
crazy
shit behind like.
But another thing is like
shows.
definitely watch Atlanta. Atlanta is like, and it's also like they also bring up like kind of like the issue in the black community.
Is it like Snowfall? Or
Snowfall's
nothing like
dope. Snowfall is the thing is like when the crack epidemic hit Cali in the 70s.
And that was like some facts were like real and shit like that.
No, it's 100%
or like through
real.
The war and everything.
Yeah. It was all those shits are kind of based off real shit because the thing is like back then there was coke was the white man drug, you know, like white people, rich people were doing coke. Yeah. But the thing is like people in the hood, black, Spanish people and all the others, like they couldn't afford coke. So you start doing crack. But the thing about crack is that you get addicted to crack.
Yeah, that's
like
wild.
coke. Like obviously you can get addicted to coke, but it's nothing like crack. It's a fucking like a whole different dependency. So yeah, that nigga literally, he kind of Native American that shit. You know what I mean? He sold out to his people so he can be successful. And that shit, that last season just dropped right now.
I don't know. My dad's going crazy watching it. Yeah, I gotta watch.
Atlanta is just such a fucking well plotted show that like literally educates you. And another thing that I was trying to say is that even me being raised like in the hood in Hollywood and like in that mindset, it's like sometimes we are our worst enemies, you know, like just because we're doing different shit, it's like, oh, you're a bitch, you know, that's some punk shit, you know. We literally grew on that mindset, and it's kind of fucked up. Like even if you like educated yourself a little bit more, got better classes, you a bitch, you a dumbass, like you a sellout. It's like, bro, no, you need to always try to fucking better yourself.
Of course. I feel like you can never settle for less in anything that you do.
Yeah. And some people get stuck and so like subjected to the hood shit because they're too busy repping the hood. Yeah. And the hood really don't rep back. You know what I mean? And this fucking they get stuck in a system, yo. And Atlanta breaks it down. Cause I even have homies and they'll tell you, man, it's like, bro, niggas be the worst enemies, bro.
Yeah, it's you versus you.
That's it, bro.
Like, it's you versus you, because everybody else living their life.
And people are gonna fucking keep it moving, bro. So like, you subject yourself to that dumb shit. So it's you gotta see it. You gotta see it.
I'm gonna check it out. Check it out.
But that's it. But we can close on that one. No, I know. Okay. But either way, feel like we can sit here all day.
I know.
Talk about all this shit.
But listen, I'm gonna be back. I definitely want to get tatted.
We got your little performance too.
You got my performance.
You guys don't
I'm
even
super
know about
excited.
it. We didn't even mention it or nothing.
Yeah, I'm super excited for y'all to hear it. New single.
We got some shit for you guys to see after this episode. I definitely want to say, and I always forget as I hit this joint, so I can remember. Comment at the bottom of what you guys think about our conversations. What's your input? How do you feel about what we were talking about?
Yep, talk about it.
I need some insight. Like, what do you guys think? You know, definitely follow. You know, share. Follow the people that are on the show. They're dope ass fucking people. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But yeah, this is Talk About. I'm your host. This is Talk About with Lust, and I'm your host, Lust. And that's it. Spark up.
Hey,
all day.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. This shit was dope, yo. Dope vibes.
I'm glad you all came. Day. Show some love. I know.
Thank you. We fucking shout out to Lust, man. Hey, shout out to you. Shout out to everybody. Shit was fire.
We surpassed the hard times. You feel me? We surpassed it. Kiko's gonna make this look so good. You're not gonna even notice we did this 7 times.
Deuce did it. Kiko.
If Ayo Deuce didn't do it, he didn't do it right. What's that nigga's name? My dog.
Say 90.
Baby, keep talking, talking. It's something about the way that you're walking. You got me looking, girl, I'm stalking you. Baby, what's up with you? Are you single? A girl in my phone, don't be alone. Baby, keep talking. Baby, keep talking. Baby, keep. Girl, hit my phone. Don't be alone. Girl, hit my phone. Don't be alone. I like the way you carry yourself. I could tell you take care of. And you don't let nobody fuck up your vibes. And you put all that bullshit to the side and ask me, baby. You everything I need, lady. I don't only bring a table, I also bring a meat, baby. 2 shots turn into a whole party. Pull me closer to your body. Don't tell our secrets to nobody. Don't tell our business to nobody. Hey, we gon' have some haters. Baby, I won't let them phase us. I'll fit a clip and bless them later. Right now I'ma get this paper. Let me talk to you. Let me make you feel special. Let me hold you tight enough you feel the pressure. Come slide with me, I'll drive while you do your makeup. Drop the top, the niggas know we caked up. We gon' have some haters. Baby, I won't let them phase us. I'll fit a clip and bless them later. Right now I'ma get this paper. Baby, keep talking. It's something about the way that you're walking. You got me looking, girl, I'm stalking you. Baby, what's up with you? Are you single? A girl in my phone, don't be alone. Baby, keep talking. Baby, keep talking. Baby, keep. Girl, hit my phone. Don't be alone. Girl, hit my phone. Don't be alone.